I think Donald Trump is a coward who betrayed his oath of office to the Constitution and is incapable of serving anything but himself.
I served in the United States Army from 1974 through 1994 as an air traffic controller, drill sergeant, and first sergeant. The soldiers that I worked with were honorable, dedicated, and brave, and none of them were suckers and losers.
I was drafted into the Army in 1968, and I served our country as a combat engineer in Vietnam. My father and two of my uncles served our country in World War II. One of my uncles was killed in action on D-Day. He's buried in the American Cemetery at Omaha Beach in France. Donald Trump, who's my age, dodged the draft. His rich daddy bought him a doctor who certified that he was medically unfit to serve our country. Now he says that I and all my fellow servicemen and women and veterans are losers. Now he says that my uncle and all those buried in cemeteries from World War II around the world are suckers.
I flew combat reconnaissance missions, submarine hunters, and spent over a year out at sea on an aircraft carrier. I proudly served under 2 Republican and 2 Democrat administrations, and I did so because I believed deeply in our country's Constitution, our ideals, and our institutions, and our shared values. I'm not a sucker and I'm not a loser, and there's absolutely no way I'll be voting for Donald Trump.
My platoon lost 2 good men in eastern Afghanistan. They were not losers or suckers, like Trump says. They were fallen heroes, like the Army calls them, and I owe them my life. I will not vote for Trump, and if you feel the same way, I hope you make a video and pass it on.
He is not fit to be our president, nor commander-in-chief. Lisa Flores, United States Navy retired. I am not a sucker, and those who have died on active duty are not losers.
I'm a former captain of a nuclear submarine, and I spent 5 years of my life underwater. I am not a sucker, and my shipmates were not losers. Don't give up the ship. Don't vote for Donald Trump.
I'm 98 years old. I've served my country for 24 years. I served in Germany, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. I served in the Army Medical Service Corps, and I can tell you, Donald Trump is not fit to be president of these United States.
I'm Ken Harbaugh, U.S. Navy pilot, served for 9 years, deployed to Operation Enduring Freedom, deployed to the Western Pacific. I'm not a sucker for having worn my nation's uniform. My buddies who gave their lives are not losers for having died for their country.
My name is Kayla Williams. I served in the United States Army in Iraq. My husband served in Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq, where he sustained a penetrating traumatic brain injury from a roadside bomb. We're not suckers or losers for deploying with the 101st Airborne Division. We are proud patriots. I will never vote for Donald Trump.
My name is Dan Barkoff. I served as a U.S. Navy SEAL with deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan and Africa. I'm here because Donald Trump thinks that Arlington National Cemetery, Section 60, is a place that he can use for campaign events and political activities, and it's disgusting.
Gold Star families attacking one another, veterans destroying each other's service records. This is what Trump wants. I'm proud to be an American, and I'm ashamed of what he does to this country.
I served in the U.S. Navy.
The United States Army.
Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy.
Flew F-18s for 12 and a half years.
Former captain of a nuclear submarine.
Donald Trump has called veterans losers and suckers.
I'm not a sucker.
I'm not a sucker.
I'm not a sucker.
And my friends who died were not losers.
I'm not voting for Trump.
Because Donald Trump is unfit.
Unfit for office.
Unfit to be commander-in-chief.
America is better than Donald Trump.
Don't be the sucker that Trump thinks you are by voting for him.